Hello everyone and welcome back. My name's Dustinkreis and I am an abject failure. This is about the 8th time for me trying to film this. So please excuse me while I put on a smile and just tear through this shit like I've, done it a million times. Game discussion. We're going to talk about this game right here, and I'm going to try not to talk it to death because every time I talk it to death I just talk myself into a corner. Devil May Cry for the PS3 and the Xbox 360. Brought to us by Capcom and Ninja Theory, which Ninja Theory was one of the big reasons why I bought this game. Because I love Enslaved, and I was really looking forward to their next project, and it just happened to be Devil May Cry. And I understand a lot of the flack that this game is getting out there in the internet world, but I had so much fun with this. It's so over the top, and so, yeah, sometimes Dante's lines will make your eyes roll, but, I was able to look past that and see all the great gameplay, and just the sheer enjoyment of the environments and everything that I was having. Really a fantastic game. Not one of the best this year. I wouldn't recommend picking this up until it gets a little cheaper, unless you're a big Devil May Cry or a big action game fan, and then definitely it's worth the purchase. But, yeah, we all know the story of Devil May Cry, of Dante, who's a half-demon, half-angel, and his war against the evil Mundus for killing his mother, along with other various crimes. But it effectively reboots the entire Devil May Cry story, where it takes it from more of a gothic environment, like in Devil May Cry 1, to a more modern-day setting, with this sort of real world where the humans live, and then Limbo where the demons live, and then how Mundus is kind of bridging the two to control the humans. It's really an interesting environment, and I know a lot of people, like I said, the criticisms were also labeled at this because it doesn't make sense for the whole Limbo thing, but, does it have to make sense? Because visually it just looks stunning. It looks really amazing when you're playing the game. And Devil May Cry has always been style over substance. I mean, I remember when it first came out, and that's the one thing that everyone was talking about, was how stylish the game was. So to have a game come out like this, it makes sense. It's within the realm of the series. But I love the environments, and I love the story. There are times where it got a bit cliched. The bad boy doesn't give a fuck about anything, and he meets a girl and she changes him and makes him better, and then he goes and fights the evil and saves it. There is that sort of cliched storyline there, but at the same time, I just enjoyed the twists and turns, and enjoyed it for what it was, which is a video game story. This isn't Tolstoy, this isn't, Fitzgerald, it's just a video game story, and while I do love games like Xenoblade, it tells an amazing story, Journey, that's an amazing experience, I love those types of games, every now and then you just need a dumb action game with not a lot on its mind to sort of cleanse the palate, and this was very cleansing. So yeah, I mean, people will talk about the story at great lengths. I enjoyed it, I thought it was good. The gameplay. Over-the-top action, if you've ever played a Devil May Cry game before, you know what you're getting here. The one thing that they added that I really liked was sort of the chain whips that you get when you get your demonic and angelic weapons. It really adds sort of a nice little puzzle aspect to getting through the platforming sections of the stages. And for anybody who played like Enslaved and complained about how the jumping was so controlled in that game, here you go. This is sort of how it would be without that sort of mechanic there, where the jumps, if you hit the button, you automatically make the jump. It's more about the environments crashing around you. This is more, a freewheeling 3D platformer in a lot of ways. And so yeah, I really enjoyed. Gosh, there's so many great set pieces. We'll talk about when we get to the graphics. But it ties so well into the gameplay, how, like, certain stages, one in particular I thought was awesome, was Virgil and Kat are in a car, and they're sort of escaping from this event that happens. And Dante is like chasing after them. And through use of his demonic powers, he kind of slows down time. And like the car will make a jump, and then Dante will realize, oh shit, they're not going to make it. So you'll quickly like use your chains to move through the environment. I feel like I'm doing a little dance here. Through the environment to get that object out of their way. It's hard to describe without showing gameplay footage, but when you get to that stage, it's really kind of an impressive stage. And I was kind of sitting back at it going, wow, this is really cool looking, you know? That's the thing about Devil May Cry. It's just a cool looking game. But yeah, like, you have the same mechanics as in other Devil May Cries, where it's very hack and slash. You build up combos between your different move sets, and using your guns to sort of keep the combos going. And then, of course, the bigger the combo you get, the more red orbs you get to sort of upgrade your sword and your abilities and your guns. If you've played any of these, you know exactly what you're getting into with this. They really did not change the formula at all. The only thing that's different is, like, these had pre-rendered backgrounds, and this is fully 3D, so sometimes that plays with you a little bit. Sorry, I'm burping a lot. I just got done eating Taco Bell. I don't know why I did that. Like in most 3D action games, sometimes the camera does fuck you. But for the most part, I found the camera to be, you know, pretty good. Nothing worth, you know, complaining about. The graphics, oh my god. This is a gorgeous game. Don't get, you know, there's no two ways about it. This is a gorgeous game. Except when it stutters and when there's texture pop in. Which I don't know if that was just because I played on the PS3. I don't know if it's a problem on the Xbox 360 version. But kind of like the old Halo games. You know, like Halo 2 was really notorious for its texture pop in. Sometimes, you know, the character models will just look fantastic. And then sometimes you look at them and you're like, it's just like a blurry mess. And then all of a sudden, pop, you know, everyone's facial features come in. So, aside from that, just running around the environments are gorgeous. And it's so cool when you see, like, the game shift from the real world to Limbo. It's kind of like Silent Hill on steroids. The world just kind of breaks apart and buildings sort of crumble in on themselves. And it's just, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous game. There's really no other way to say it. Just fantastic looking. The music. The music is a bit hit or miss. I really enjoyed the symphonic tracks when they happen. I did not care for the sort of hard rock, butt rock tracks that play. You know, because it's edgy. It's an edgy game. You know, we have to have some shitty rock music in there. But one bit of music that I did really enjoy is there's a stage where you're in a nightclub, and when it switches to the Limbo version of the nightclub, you go through this really cool, interesting stage. And the music, it's almost like listening to a Deadmau5 album. And for some reason, I really enjoyed the visuals and the entire presentation, and the music really brought it home. So, I'm not going to run out and get the soundtrack, you know, because I don't really want those butt rock tracks. But for the most part, the music is really good as you're moving through the stages and things like that. It's just, every now, it's kind of like Blue Dragon, you know, when that boss music hits and you're like, oh, fucking Christ. You know, when it's like, you know, some guy with his death metal, you know, scream and whatever. But yeah, so Devil May Cry. I don't want to like sit here and say, guys, go out and buy this game. You know, it's not one of those types of games. Really, I kind of wish I would have waited for it to get a little cheaper. I wouldn't say it's a day one purchase, you know, especially now because it's like 2 months after it came out. But when the price does drop, definitely think about looking into this because it is a really great action game. And if you're like me and you play a lot of RPGs, every now and then you need something to sort of just break that cycle. And, you know, throwing this in, playing a few stages, it kind of gets you recharged, you know, to go back up there and face that dungeon again. So, definitely not going to scratch the top whatever of my top games of 2013 list. But I will say that it is a good game. And, you know, if you can find it for a decent price, it's certainly worth your time. But I don't want to say, go buy this $60 game, and then you hate it. You know, it makes sense. I liked it. You might not. So, there you go. Anyway, guys, that is it for Devil May Cry. I don't care how this video turned out this time because, done with it. I can't believe I spent eight tries trying to do a video on this game. It's a great game, but it's not worth doing 8 tries. Panzer Dragoon Saga. Now, that'd be a game worth doing 8 tries on, but not Devil May Cry. Anyway, guys, that is it for this. I'm going to go back up and play some Etrian Odyssey. Hopefully I'll have that done sometime this week. I'm getting kind of close to the end, but it's a long game. Fuck, is that a long game. So much to do in it, though. But yeah, that's it. So, thanks for watching. Take care. I'll see you next time.